Whether you stumbled upon their amazing discography, or you've read their names in articles, or maybe you're a reactor that has been bombarded in the comments with requests to check out this group called Triple S. Either way, they piqued your interest, and you want to know more about them. If only there was this amazing and very detailed video to help you guys learn about who they are, what they are, and everything there is to know about Triple S. Well, lucky for you, I've got the perfect person to help you out. Hello everyone, my name is Joe, and I will be your guide through the Triple S universe. Strap in, because there's a lot of info to get to. And the worst part is that this is just part 1. Triple S is still ever growing, and there will be a lot more coming in the near future. You'll understand once we get into it. But before we get into the thick of it, let's start small and start with the basics. Under Mudhouse Entertainment, a newly created company founded by LOONA's former creative director Jaden Zhang, also the mastermind behind Looniverse, Triple S is intended to be a 24-member group. However, at the time of this recording, they are currently 12 members. The members are currently being revealed in a one-by-one manner, similar to that of LOONA, who would reveal a member every month for a whole year. However, Triple S is a little bit different, as there is no set schedule. Mudhouse decides to release a member whenever they want. Speaking of the members, you may notice me using from now on the term S, and that is because the members / trainees are identified as S's. Trainees are identified as small s's, whereas members are identified as big S's, or just S. Therefore, members will be assigned an S and a number. So the first member is going to be S1, the second S2, the third S3, and so on, until S24. It is worth noting that all current members have no prior knowledge of future big S's. As trainees, each small S trains individually without seeing each other. They are keeping it a secret so that the members find out at the same time as we do through signals. Speaking of signals, Triple S have a daily vlog type videos uploaded every single day, filmed and uploaded with subs on the same day. Yes, you heard me right. Same day. Signals are the videos uploaded during the weekdays. Saturday is the Signal Weekly, which is a recap of the week's signals. And last but not least, we have Sunday, which is quite aptly named Sunday Selfie Signal, which is content filmed by the members themselves through their phones. Kind of like a selfie, but in video form. Now with the basics all done and dusted, we will now deep dive into Triple S's concept, because they actually have a really awesome and unique concept. And it goes by the name
The Island of All Possibilities.
And if that wasn't self-explanatory enough, it basically means that there is nothing Triple S can't do. They can do anything. They even have an endless amount of sub-units. And everything they do is voted by fans. Now, I will be going into more details about the whole voting system in the next chapter. But I do still want to give you guys a little bit of an example. A few months ago, Mudhouse have announced after the 8th member has been released, they announced that they were going to debut 2 subunits. One being AAA, or Acid Angels from Asia, and the other being KRE, or Crystal Eyes. Each obviously consisting of 4 members each. And here comes the catch. We, as fans, had to vote which member went in which subunit. And it was in a 1v1 style. So one member versus the other. Who would go in each subunit? Fans voted, and we got our first subunit, AAA. Those units will then debut and promote for a month before disbanding if the group does not sell 100k albums. Wait, hold on. That can't be right. And this is where most people get the wrong idea. I mean, these articles aren't helping, you know, saying that Triple S are disbanding or whatever. And truth be told, that is what Modhouse have said. Where's that video? Where is it? Ah, there it is. See, they do say it. However, I think it's just a poor choice of words. What they actually mean is the unit will be put on a shelf to be archived and then used later on. What they actually mean is that the current lineup for that unit will be disbanded, but the name AAA will still be there. It's gonna come back, probably, but it won't be the same lineup. Why? Because of that voting system. Like I said, everything Triple S does is voted by the fans. So if AAA is set to debut again, it might not be with the same members, but it doesn't mean that they disbanded. Well then, what's all of that about, the 100k albums? Well, you see, if they did happen to sell 100k albums, then the group would be allowed to have another comeback with the current members. That's all it means. Honestly, it's quite simple, but it seems people are taking the wrong idea and thinking Triple S have disbanded. Alright, enough of that talk, let's get back into it and move on to the next chapter. The Cosmo app. That's right, that is what this chapter is all about. We are going to be checking out everything related to the Cosmo app, also known as Cosmo The Origin. That is how you're going to find it in the App Store and the Google Play Store if you want to download it. But yes, so obviously I've got the app right here ready to go for you guys to look at as we are talking about it. Now, the first screen we have here, or the first tab, is the Sigma tab, which is basically like a home screen. You get a bunch of different info here. I mean, up top there we've got some info about the Signal, the most recent Signal, which, if you remember, Signals are the vlog type content that they release every single day. Now we also have some Cosmo exclusive stuff. Right here we have the Rising commercial, which is a teaser for their upcoming OT10 debut, which is happening in a few weeks. So very excited for that. But yes, exclusive to Cosmo app. Well, at this point in time it is already up on YouTube, but at the time it was released it was exclusively on the Cosmo app. Another example I can give about exclusive Cosmo content is well, the New York vlog. They did go, 3 of the members went to New York and vlogged it and all that stuff, and both episodes were exclusive to the Cosmo app. you could only watch it through the app. However, 7 months later, it is now on YouTube. But yeah, you get the point, right? It first comes out on here, and then later on YouTube. So always worth having the app, even if it is not for voting or collecting, which is the next tab we are going to be checking out right now. So the next tab is actually in the middle. We're going to skip Stan tab for right now and go into the collection tab. Now here is where you can collect your virtual photo cards, also known as objects with a K, not a C. Object with a K. But yes, this is where you collect those objects. As you can see here, I have almost 400 of them. A little bit too much. You don't have to go ham like I do. But yes, you can purchase the objects here straight from the app by clicking on this little bag icon at the top right. Right here, you go there, object purchase. See how there's a K to objects? Yes. Also, good to note here that you have like some info on how to purchase and where you can buy physical objects, because you can indeed buy physical objects. I keep wanting to say albums, but there you go. That's my physical collection right here, which is always fun. I mean, I always enjoy having physical photo cards with me. I just find it fun to collect and all, and I'm sure some of you guys are, so you can always get the physicals. However, there's only a few places you can get them. You can, if you live in Korea, you can just go to any corner store, GS25. It's gonna be there, sold in single packets like this. That's right, you get a packet like this, and there's only one inside. You can't get multiple like you can if you purchase here on the app. But yes, if you're international, you can get them from K-Town for you. So if you buy your albums from over there, consider adding them to the cart, and boom, you're gonna get multiple objects like this to get. Yes. But if you do want to get them virtually, you just click the purchase and you can get either 1, 3, 5, or 10 pack. That is a bargain. Yes, you can buy them. Now, this is where the NFTs come into play. Because yes, indeed, Triple S is connected to NFT system. Some of you may disagree, may not like that. Don't worry, it's not as bad as you think. You don't even have to get into it. I mean, Modhouse have a designated Discord server for Triple S. I mean, I highly recommend you go join the Discord server. I'll actually leave a link in the description for you guys to click and join, because I mean, it's just like any good old Discord server, but I mean, you have events. That's right, they hold events. It could be, I don't know, a message for a birthday. Whoever's birthday it is, you can send in a little message and they'll pick an amount of winners and give you guys a free object. And there you go. There's actually a ton of events. I think like you'll get at least 2 events per day, or at least happening. They last a few days, but there's a ton. There's non-stop events, so there's a lot of ways to get objects without actually purchasing them. Also worth noting, I forgot to mention, these physicals, you can also get them in albums. So you know how when you buy an album for any other group, you get photo cards? Well, instead of a photo card, it is a physical object. So that is one way of getting them as well. All you have to do though is scan the QR code, because yes, I think this is amazing. All you have to do is here in the middle, if you look on the app, in the middle there's a little QR scanner right here. As you can see, oh yeah, that's my my mat, but there you go. Just scan it. Here it's gonna say that I already scanned it because I already did. But yes, usually, boom, Oh, wait, I didn't scan that one. I guess I forgot one. But there you go, that's exactly what happens. This is great. It shows you exactly what to do. It scans it, gives you the Cosmo, the object, sorry, I just read Cosmo there. But yeah, it gives you the object as well as one Como. Yes, Como is the virtual in-app point system / currency, whatever you want to call it. But yes, Como, which is Cosmo without an S, is that, and that is what you will be using for the votes. We will get that to that very shortly. But there you go. It is added right here. As you can see, you see Sumin right here. That is the object I just got. Now let's go and analyze the card a little bit. Now if you look, you will notice to the right of the card a bunch of information. So let's analyze it and go through what each information means. Up at the top of the bar, you will notice the name of the member of the card that you have. Below that, you have a number. Here in this case, it is 105. And that is the class identification number. And right after the class ID, you have a letter. Now in this case, you have A, which means that it is a physical card that has been scanned. But you can also get a Z, which means it is a digital card. And right below that, you have the card's serial number. You will also notice that the sidebar has a color, and that color has two different meanings. The first being it identifies which class it is from, and the second is which season it is. Now, if we jump into the different classes, there's actually 5 types of classes, some of which you won't hear too often in the SSS community. You'll mostly hear the 3 main ones, but yes, I will be naming all 5. So the first one is the Welcome class. Its sidebar color is white, and its class ID number is uniquely 100. And the only way to get it is by signing up on the app for the first time. So you get only 1. The next class we have is the Zero class, and its sidebar color is also white. However, the class ID number is uniquely 0. There are multiple ways to get them, either by grabbing one on their website, participating in the next Gravity or Vote, or a Discord event. And these will typically be group or subunit objects. Next, we have first class objects, which has 3 different editions. Now, all first class objects have a sidebar color of yellow. However, the ID number will change. For first edition, it is from 101 to 108. The class ID number for second edition goes from 109 to 116. And for the last edition, the third edition, the ID number goes from 117 to 120. And these are the most common of the objects, as if you decide to make a purchase, these are the objects you will be getting. Up next, we have the special class objects, and the sidebar for these objects are actually holographic. They may have a pinkish hue on digital form, but if you own a physical, it will be holographic. The ID number for these objects will be in the 200s, and the only way to get them is by purchasing certain albums, attending certain fan sign events, or the most common way, completing a grid. To complete a grid, all you have to do is collect all objects of a certain edition from first class objects. All grids are found in the stand tab and classed by editions. It's also worth mentioning that for every special object you own, it will give you 1 Como every month. And now the last class we have are double class objects. These objects range in color depending on where you get them from or which event they come from. However, the class ID will always be in the 300s. These objects can also be purchased, however, they will only be available for a limited time only. Whether you buy them from an event or buy an album and get it as a pre-order benefit. Oh, and it's also worth noting that all first class, special class, and double class objects are all tradable. That means you can trade one object for another. However, you have to do all trades through the SSS official Discord server. It's actually quite simple. You can either write down your haves and wants in the trade channel on the Discord server, or you can look around and see other people's haves and wants. And if there is a trade that corresponds with what you have, then you can make the trade. It's as simple as clicking on an object, clicking on the send button, and writing down the Cosmo ID of the person you want to trade with. And that's it. You just made your first trade. Before we go any further, I got something to say. Remember how at the beginning of this video I said that SSS is ever growing? Well, I haven't even finished editing this video when Mudhouse just released their next big update. And it relates to the objects. Now, one piece of information that I did forget to mention through this video is that objects actually have different seasons. All objects I have been talking about in this video have been from Season 1, also known as Season Atom, and apparently it is coming to an end. Season 2 is starting tomorrow, and this season is called Binary. So by the time you're watching this video, the season has probably already launched. And those will be the new objects you will be receiving when purchasing them. Alright, the last but not least most important part of this app is the voting system. A voting event is known as a gravity. And for every gravity, we as masters have to vote on whatever the event requires. As mentioned before, one of the gravities we got was voting on which member would go in which subunit. And that was the first gravity, also known as the Grand Gravity. We recently got our second gravity, in which we masters had to vote on what the title track will be for OT10's debut. And it was organized in playoff style, where one song would be against another, the winning team would go against the winner of second round, and so on, until a final winner was voted upon. Now, in order to vote, you need to have Como. As mentioned before, the way you get Como is by purchasing an object. Once you have your Como, you can then vote on, for example, which song you want. Once you've got your Como, you can then wager however many Como you want to put up on, in this case, a certain song. You can put 1 Como, 10 Como, 100, 1,000. You choose. But you gotta bear in mind that there are multiple other rounds, so you better keep some Como. And in the end, the song that accumulated the most Como becomes the winner. And in this case, song B became the winner, and now known as Rising. Well, there you have it. That is how the voting system works. And that is how you become a master. We, in the palm of our hands, hold the power to choose Triple S's future. Isn't that cool? Isn't that awesome? I think it's cool. I also think it's very engaging for us viewers. But yes, that will conclude the first part of this guide. Part 2 will be the members, and that video will be coming out very shortly. Or at least I hope. It did take me almost a month to do this particular guide. Not to mention all the updates and things I had to add throughout. But hopefully I get that video out as soon as possible so that you guys can learn all about the current members that are out right now, S1 to S12. Either way, I hope you found this video very informative and helpful in terms of the technicality and concept of Triple S. It is quite a lot to take in, but trust me, you'll have a lot of fun going around the objects, the app, and everything, as well as the fandom. So with that, I think it's about time I welcome you guys to the fandom. And on that high note, thank you all for watching. Thank you to everybody that has helped me, whether it was on my Discord, on Triple S Discord, or anybody else. I wouldn't have been able to make this guide without you guys. With that said, it is now time for you guys to check out part 2 of the guide.